Hello, everybody. I'm Elien. I'm a psychologist, and I would love to share something with you guys. In this situation, we are transforming as human beings, and also our surroundings are changing in this moment. So I would love to use this video to give you some wisdom, insights, knowledge about personal development and how you can use this time as a gift for yourself to transform some energies that are coming up during this situation of Corona. And I know not everybody has time to do that, but if you have time, take some time to feel and to feel into yourself and to be with that. Yeah, I'm gonna give an example from a client that I had this week, and I will teach you some tools you can use at home. Before that, I'm gonna give you some perspective on my perspective on personal development, how I see that, and how you can use that also in your transformation, in your development. So we're gonna start with that, and then I'm gonna do the example with you guys. So if you come on Earth, you grow, you grow, you grow, you grow, you grow, you grow. Automatically, there are happening things in your life. We're not always locked down, so you there are things happening in your life, and that's something that's like everything that happens. If it's just a good thing for you, or it's a thing that you're feeling not comfortable with and it's not fun to experience, that are all things that has imprints in ourselves, in our bodies, in our system, in our emotions, in our thoughts. So for example, you're 3 years old in this moment and you fell from the stairs. So you're crying a lot, you're hurt, you have pain, and you're crying for your dad and your mom, but they don't answer. So then you're starting to panic, and your body is starting to panic. And it's like, ooh, what do I need to do? And you're in fear. Then is something then something happens into yourself. Yeah. You have the thought, it can be the thought like, I'm helpless, nobody is going to help me again. And then that gets fixed in your head, like, I'm helpless. That's something that can happen, for example. And you think that actually with you like during your whole journey, your whole growing up. And so on, so on and so on. You can have a relationship in your teenage years, and for example, your boyfriend is splitting up and doesn't give a real clear reason, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know why he cut our relationship. And then something is again happening into yourself. You're starting to feel like, oh, is there something wrong with me? You're having a lot of questions about yourself. So that is also a thought that can come up and can be fixed during your whole growing up. Also, those things has those emotions that are compared with or coming with those situations are like in our bodies or like in our systems. So it's not just only the thoughts that are like impacting during your growing up. It's also like the body, the bodily emotions and feelings that you have. Okay, that's one thing. Now, what are can we do actually with that? Yeah? So all those things that I explained earlier, like the examples that I gave, are like things that are happening in interaction with other people. Like for example, this is person one and this is person two, and they go in interaction. Those events that you're like that were happening here, like here, and or that are like describing who you are in a way, not fully, of course, but that are like um, the things that are also going in interaction with each other. So the whole past, what you've been through, is also going in interaction. Right? So what can you do with that? You can also become, the first step is becoming aware of that. And how can you become aware of that? You can become aware of that because you, when you go in interaction with your partner or with your boss or your colleague or whatever, and you feel like there is something coming up in my emotions, I feel discomfort, I feel not at ease, then there is something triggered in you, and it's mostly from things from your past, or there is creating a new event that is like a starting wound, but most of it is like already there. So you go in interaction with actually also the wounds that are already there. What can you do with it? Observe that. Like if you go in interaction with other people, like, okay, I feel triggered. I feel there is something discomfort in me. There is something not flowing well. I don't feel well. I'm depressed. I'm. Then you can look into yourself. And what do I mean by that is like observe in the situation where you are. In the moment is best, but you can do and start with also if you realize, when you start to realize like, okay, what is happening? What is happening in me in that moment? This person is saying that to me. And I think that's like the thought that I have. And then you can feel like, okay, which emotion is coming up? Is that anxiety? Is that anger? Is that sadness? What is like coming up into your system? And how does that feel? What do you feel bodily also? That's the third thing. Like how is your body reacting to it? Like is it fear? Like your whole system is like trembling, or is it sadness and you feel like your energy is going down, or is it like anger and you're like um, feeling like your muscles are contracting? So you can scan into your system what is going up in a certain situation, in a certain interaction. And then you can start to heal yourself on that. And I'm going to use the example of Corona as a situation. So that's like Corona can also be a partner in that way, you know. Someone where you go interaction with can also be a situation. So it doesn't need to be a person. Yeah. It can be anything, you know. Can also be being alone is also something that can trigger people. So it's not always a person, you know. but you can also resolve it in interaction with somebody else. And I'm gonna show it with Corona, so how you can use that for healing the parts that are coming up in that situation where you feel stuff coming up. All right. I'm gonna share my screen. So, for example, I will use this example, what you had, what I have done with the client, with the situation, the Corona situation. So, um, you see already what I mentioned are the emotions, thoughts, and bodily feelings. So you see those three things already here too. So I split them up to be clear that part of the body, the part of the emotion, the part of the thoughts. But in fact, it's not splitted, but it's just easier to have an overview about the situation. So that person that was in fear, so the emotion is fear, and then the thoughts where I will remain alone forever. That was not there, but that was the feeling, you know. So that's like what she thought. And then other thoughts were, what will happen? What will happen? I don't know what will happen. And that was like something that was triggering her. And then in the body, she felt like her throat was stuck and her heart was there was a heavy feeling on her heart and her stomach. So that were the reactions on just the situation, what is up right now. So you can also do that yourself actually with this. Right? So you can draw for yourself um, like this, for example, Corona, and then you note down your bodily feelings, your emotions, and your thoughts. And when you have done that, then you can start from there and pick one thing to transform in yourself. I'm gonna explain how you can do that. For example, we will start with the thoughts. I will remain alone. We will start with that. And you can add like, and that's okay. And then you say it for yourself, actually, like what I did now. You can say it for yourself loudly and then feel into yourself, like what is it doing with your body, with your emotions. Like, I will remain alone and that's okay. And you let it sink in your body and you feel your body. You can also touch yourself where you feel like there is some tension there. And then breathe. That's one example. You can do that a few times. You repeat the sentence until you feel like my system is calming down. For example, you take the other sentence. I don't know what will happen. I don't know what will happen. And that's okay. You add that, and you keep on breathing again. So you take the sentence, you say it for yourself out loud, like, I don't know what will happen. I don't know what will happen. And that's okay. And you feel your body is calming down again. And you repeat it several times until you feel like my body is calming down. It can also be now, for example, with me, like in the beginning was a little bit tension, and now there is more peace and more rest. Now, when you do that with yourself and you become like, oh my God, this is totally not okay, then you can try to do it gently again and again and again, and take space for that, and take time for that. Several, you don't need to do it in one day or one moment. You can repeat it several times until you feel like, this is more comfortable. I feel like I can say that, and it feels okay, and it feels good. So you can add that, yeah? And that's good, and it's okay. And so that's one thing. And don't forget to breathe when you speak the sentence out loud. That's very important. That's one thing. Another possibility, what you can do, now we started from the thoughts, you can also start from your bodily feelings. Like here, for example, the person had stomach pain, throat pain, heart pain, and heart pain was the most prevalent. So I'm starting from that. So again, visible. So again, like we can start with the heart. You can lay your hand on your heart space. You can breathe. Then you can just be with your thoughts with Corona. So that's what is up for you. So be focused on that and breathe and feel into your heart. Until you feel like there is more space, more room in my heart. You can caress yourself a little. Be gentle for yourself in your heart. So that's one thing you can do for the heart, for bodily feelings. You can also, for example, we do the stomach. You can so you feel your stomach with your hands. Also concentrate on what is coming up if you think about Corona. You breathe into your stomach, to your belly. You release the tension that is there. And then there was a throat. You can just feel your throat. Think about Corona and again breathe. And it can be that there also needs to come air, but also noise. Or you want to say something, that's also possible. So do that for yourself. Like you can also bring something up that's coming up in your mind. Say it out loud. Like, oh, I'm scared of Corona, I'm scared. And breathe. So like that, for example. So that were the possibilities you can use at home. to transform all the emotions that are coming up in this particular situation. And you can also end with a breathe, with a breath. And feel again your body move a little bit. Your head, heart space. So that was my contribution. I hope you can use that information, use those exercises. And when you have more questions, you can always ask me. I will put down this below this video. You can put your questions. You can also email me. I will put my email in the comments below, so you can contact me if you have some more questions. I wish you much love, much care, much help in this time. And yeah, use this period as a gift for yourself, as a gift for you. Thank you for your listening. Bye.